goes e4. That's what we like to see. Okay, advanced variation of the Karo Khan. God bless. Okay. C6, I believe, is next. I think that's right. Okay, so he comes in for the pin right away, which is interesting. So I guess we just do bishop. Okay, somebody doesn't like knights. Trying to see if the queen can do anything spooky here. This guy must play the advance often, because he's clearly got a game plan here. Alright, so... Alright, so he's just, you know, straight up developing yada 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 yada. What do we want to do here? Do we want to do more advancing stuff? I mean, obviously he's got all black squares here. Maybe we'll do some sort of like middling thing here. I'm already taking way too much time with all of this talky. I think we'll just get the knight out. Bishop can come in here, which is fine. Let's do this. Come on, White, you know you want to. Maybe knight here was better. Who's to say? Yeah, easy. I think we still do the pawn up here. Well, do we? If we do pawn up, then bishop can come here. And then we can't castle anymore. Maybe we kick the queen out. Maybe we put like queen here. Just slide that over, why not? Yeah, stopping that, that's fine. So now we can do knight over. So this guy's still got to get his knights developed. Okay, so he does rook over, which is interesting. Worried about any sort of like side attack sort of things going on here. Not sure how I feel pushing the pawn up. We can't castle because that We could try to chase the dark squared bishop out with our other bishop. Maybe that's what we should do at this point. What are some other options? We can push up. But that doesn't seem like it's to our benefit. We could do takes, but that just gives the knight an avenue. Hey Sugio dog, how's it going? We're trying to figure out this position. Maybe we just do pawn up. Bishop goes over here, we just do knight over. I'm doing okay. Lost horribly the first game. Trying not to lose horribly second game. Okay, bishop retreats. You love to see it. Knight takes, rook takes, most likely. I can't see a pawn take here. If we do knight takes, rook takes, pawn take, things are still the same issues. I think we're okay with this though. Let's get this bishop off the board because he's bothering me. Expecting rook takes. Pawn taking is something. Rook take. Alright. So yeah, this is still nothing. Knight taking actually makes that dangerous. So we want to get our black bishop a little more involved here. Do just the bishop up, I think. We might sack the bishop here. We could go there. He does that just to anticipate it. If we do pawn up, he may do pawn down, but then we can just push up again, and the knight's either got to run or is dead. Let's do that. Let's see what happens when we do this. If he takes, we've got this strong rook file. Our king still hasn't castled yet, so queenside is most likely the life that we're going to be living here. Interestingly enough, a good play for him may just be to ignore this side and like maybe push here. He'd be gambiting a pawn because our bishop or our queen could get involved. But he'd open up this side a little bit more. Because this side's all very locked up right now, especially once we queenside castle. Be in a bit of a rough spot. Okay. So to that, do we do knight? Do we do pawn up? We do pawn up. His knight probably runs here. I think we're fine actually with just takes. To be honest. Because then we can just slide the rook over one. Sure, let's do that. Knight takes, we still do rook over. Pawn takes, we definitely do rook over. So knight takes, now his rook sort of has one space over here. The knight really doesn't have anywhere to run except back at this point, once we slide over. So I think we slide over and then just start marching this pawn. Knight could go here, which would be kind of interesting. Okay, so king automatically slides over because he sees this coming. So now this pawn march isn't the scariest thing in the world anymore. I don't think I want to trade just yet because that would give his rook a more maneuverable file. The rook is in a very uncomfortable spot right now. So what else could we do here? You like the attack? Yeah, I think it's going okay so far. I don't know. Maybe we just castle now. Unite the rooks. See what he does next. That seems fine. Still trying to decide what we want to do on this side right now. The queen's got a good line here. We could push up, but I mean, then he just pushes down and we're just locked forever. We're not forever, but then, you know, we do something like that, maybe. Okay, so queen slides in. This is obviously a vulnerable position on two fronts here. We could do bishop up. What else could we do? We could do pawn up, but passant is a thing. So I mean, obviously the two threats are here and here. So the best way to avoid that threat would be we do the rook over. But then, you know, obviously his best move at that point is just slide his own rook over. and get involved that way. The interesting thing, though, is that doing that weakened this pawn. So we could do pawn takes, and then if pawn takes, queen takes. So let's try this and see what happens. Obviously, he could come down here. But then he loses a rook. Okay, so he slides the rook over because if he goes the other direction, we've got a good line. So now we take another pawn, maybe? We take another pawn that activates his knight. But then we do have the queen on a more open file. I think we do that. I think we do... it takes another pawn, queen can go here, and then we can get our black bishop, like, in a sacrifice play or something. Yeah, let's do this. Let's do that. Knight's gonna take, most likely. Yeah. Okay. So now we can maybe move the queen. We could park the queen here. That makes his rook come over. I have a killer move. Well, at the moment I don't see it. Pawn up could be fun. Let's do pawn up. And he could do danger levels with his knight, but then we can do bishop and queen. He could counter this with rook takes. Okay, so he does do that. That's fine. Oh, shit. I missed that. Fuck. Alright, well, we just threw the game. I'm assuming he sees it. If he does that, check. Yeah. Yeah, I should have looked a little bit closer there. There's no way he doesn't see this, right? Come on. Yeah. Well, that wasn't the move I thought he was going to do. I figured he'd do knight takes. So now let's do rook over, I think. Yeah. We screwed up for sure. That's fine though. What was the, well, I mean, I suppose I can figure out what the killer move you were thinking of was after the game. Maybe the D-pawn? Maybe. But I mean, at this point, all he needs to do is keep his queen there. Move the rook over, keep the queen there. That was an interesting move. Oh, I mean, don't I just do bishop? Am I missing something there? I mean, what I'm missing is I've got 24 seconds left. I'm gonna pre-move this. I think, nah, I'm not gonna pre-move it. There's a chance he does something wild and crazy. Like this or something. I mean, at this point now, the pawn could save us. Yeah, I mean, that's fine. Knight takes, bishop takes. 2 rooks against the queen? That's not the end of the world. As long as we don't get them forked somehow. I don't know if I agree with that move. I think this is correct. I need to figure out what to do with my rooks now. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I've got to go fast. So let's just do rook here. Sure. Actually, that was probably wrong. I should have done pawn up one. Maybe I'll just move the rook back. But I suppose I can go here, here. Okay. Just do that. Okay, so he's doing like that, maybe? Yeah. So what do we do here? Hell with it. Knight takes. If he does knight takes, do we do rook up? I think we do rook up. This could be wrong. Ha! Oh, man. Never give up, never surrender, right? Okay, so tell me what was the move you saw? What was the killer move that I horribly missed? Yeah, the follow-up was totally botched with D5. You are correct. Let's check it. Let's check that out. That the moment when everything went horribly wrong here. Well, the game will tell us. Okay. So didn't like bishop D7. We'll figure it out when we get there. Let's go through this. So it wanted Queen A5, Bishop B, Knight. Sure. It had to move the knight because otherwise the pawn was coming. Okay, that wasn't bad. Another inaccuracy. It wanted C4. I don't know if I like C4 considering how the game ended up, but... Oh, C4 first and then E7. Oh, my bad. Okay. B6, it didn't mind. E7 was an inaccuracy. It wanted D7. I wonder why. What does moving the bishop back a square do? Less fire, I guess. And then we do So the game was just pissed that I was doing one move off of the line this whole time. Okay, fine. Whatever. It doesn't like G5 because it doesn't like that it's opening up our position. G3 is bad. We knew that. Really doesn't like a lot of white's moves. Okay, so D4. Yeah, and I mean, obviously, we blunder the queen. So we should have done B5. Rook C1. That was another good move for it, actually. That was one that we didn't see either. So white had a lot of good moves to respond to this. B8 takes. That's interesting. Oh no, the pawn's coming. The pawn's coming. Okay. So I wonder why let's try something else. Let's say that this rook moves. Like yeah, I don't know. Rook here. Let's turn on the computer first. It actually wants the knight to go here, dropping the... Well, it doesn't... Man, computers are weird. Yeah, it just keeps changing its mind. No, let's not listen here. Okay, so we're here. Why doesn't the rook move? Like, let's say... The rook can't move down one because we have the pin. But the rook can go over. But then queen takes. So yeah, the rook was basically trapped at that point. Um, I wonder why. Hang on, let's go. Let's go back here. Queen up. I wonder. Yeah, I wonder why rook down isn't enjoyed. I guess then we can get the pawn. Okay. All right. And then I mean obviously after this point, analyzing the game doesn't make too much sense. We can see the big swing here. We were ahead, we were ahead, we were ahead, and then oh man, look at that. But we can see where we swing back. I think we all know when that was. Where are we at here? Right here. This move drops like a brick from 8-point swing difference. Yeah, I'm not sure what the logic here was. Just pick up the pawn easy. Yeah, whatever, doesn't matter. And it didn't hate our moves for the rest of the game. Cool. Cool, cool, cool.